What's going on, you guys? Indiana Harley guy. I'm back at you with another video this week. And this week I'm going to show you how I load down my bike for a solo camping trip. All right, guys. So this week I'm going to show you how I load up my bike when I'm going on a solo camping trip, because the weekend of, I believe it is March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, that weekend, I am planning on going to the Forgotten Angels camp out in Tampa, Florida. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to prepare for that. But first, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Forgotten Angels. So Forgotten Angels is basically a charity in which they raise money for kids who have aged out of the foster care system. So you got these young men, these young women who grow up, they don't even have a first chance to fail or succeed. They basically have been given no chances. Their parents gave up on them. The government, as soon as they turned 18, gave up on them. They never even had a chance to fail. So what Forgotten Angels does is they build them tiny homes. They help them rebuild their credit. They teach them to drive cars. They teach them to ride motorcycles. They teach them to manage money. They basically set them up for success to get out into the adulting world. And I think that is a phenomenal thing to do. I admire Forgotten Angels so much for doing that. There's not a lot of people that do that for these kids out there. So I'm going to go down there, help support that, have a good time. If you're interested in going, it is the weekend of March 17th. I'll have all the links down in the description for Forgotten Angels and the dates and all that stuff. But they also do donations. You can buy raffle tickets, or you can sign up for, I forgot what it's called. I'll have that link down in the description too. But basically, it's something that you can sign up for, and it rounds up like 5 or 10 cents every time you use your debit card to the charity, and that donates that spare change to the charity. You can cap it off like $10 a month, $100 a month, whatever you want it to be. You can cap it off to where you're not donating more than you want to donate. And every time that you buy a raffle ticket, you are entered in to win whatever giveaway they have going on at the time. Usually it's a motorcycle or a vehicle or something of that sort. But if you sign up for the other program, and again, I'll have that link down in the description. I can't think of the name of it. But if you sign up for that, you're automatically entered in all their raffles and all their giveaways for as long as you want to be associated with that. So that is entirely up to you. So it's a cool thing. So even if you don't win anything, you know, all your money for your tickets, or all the money that is raised through Forgotten Angels, they don't take a dime of it. So if you donate $20, every penny of that $20 goes directly to that organization. They don't pay for the bikes that they give away. They don't pay for nothing. The people who help run it, I know Shade Tree Surgeon does this a lot. He pays for a lot of that stuff. They pay for it out of their own pockets. They do not take a cent from the donations they have. It all goes directly back into the foundation, and I admire that. I think that is a hell of a thing to do for these kids. But I'm going to go down there in Tampa in March, and I'm going to enjoy the camp out. It's completely free to go to. The only thing you have to pay for is your way there, your way back. You don't have to bring a motorcycle. You can drive. You don't even have to camp there. You can stay in a hotel, whatever. They provide the places to camp. They provide food. They provide drinks. They provide beer. You don't have to pay for none of that when you get down there. So I'm going to go check that out. But I'm also going to show you today on how I pack for such a trip. All right, so this is the stuff that I normally bring if I'm going by myself. So over here, this is my bag that I keep my clothes in. I do have a Zero 3D dry bag on the way. It hasn't got here yet. I've already ordered it. So that's what I'm going to start using from now on. But normally I take this for my clothes and stuff like that. I got a little bag that I'll put over it to keep it waterproof. This is my rain suit in case I get caught in rain. Up there, I got a tire inflator in case I need that. Here is an inflatable sleeping pad, and here is a small sleeping bag liner. I picked up the rain suit. I picked that up at J&P Cycle. I picked this up off Amazon, the sleeping pad, inflatable sleeping pad. this right here, the liner, sleeping bag liner. I picked this up at Walmart. I picked the tire inflator up at Harley Davidson. Here's my tent. It's a pretty easy setup tent. I do have 2 chairs, depending on how long I'm going to be gone. Depends on which chair I take. I have this little one right here that I could fit in my saddlebag. Paid about $15 for that at Walmart. And I have this full-size lawn chair right here. That if I'm going to be staying for an extended period of time, it's more comfortable, I'll bring that. And I also bring this right here. This is a helmet case, because normally I bring my half helmet with me. If I'm not filming, I will use my half helmet normally if it's warm enough. And that's generally the gist of what I take, what I put on my bike while I'm gone. But like I said, not only do I have those things, I also have a Zero 3D dry roll bag on the way. And I'm also going to be getting a tank bag to keep my camera equipment and stuff like that in. I'll show you guys those when I get them. But I'm going to show you guys how I strap this to my Road Glide. So what I use to strap my stuff down, most people use like bungee cords, net, stuff like that. I don't use those unless I have to. This is what I use. I have 2 different sizes of these. These are rock straps. You can pick these up on Amazon. I'll have links for these down in the description. These things are a lifesaver. To me, they are kind of a bungee strap / ratchet strap all rolled into one. And I have never had any issues whatsoever with losing luggage or luggage coming loose while using these. I have 2 different sizes. These extend out to 48 inches. These extend out to 60 inches. So depending on how much luggage I have, it depends on how much or which one of these I will use. But generally I go with the shorter ones if I can get by with it, and I'll keep these for a backup on my bike. All right, so now I'm going to show you how I strap everything to my bike. The very first thing I do is I'll put my helmet bag on my sissy bar rack. I almost never get in it, so I don't mind having it underneath everything. That's usually the first thing I do, and depending on how much I'm taking, if I'm taking all my camping gear, I will take my sissy bar off because I could actually fit more luggage on here that way. Or at least more securely, in my opinion, I can. And with the way I pack it, I can still have full function of my backrest here on my road sofa. But the first thing I do is I will put my rock straps on. Now, I will get up close here in just a second, but my tie-down points for that are the mounts right here for the saddlebag supports. I will loop it through there. I always loop the buckle side through there. I'll show you why here in a minute. I do that on both sides here. And then after that, I will loop the other half to the back portion of my sissy bar rack, the farthest point away from the first points that I've tied down. Just so that way there's no room for this to move around. It does move around a little bit, but once it's secure, it generally doesn't go anywhere. So I will loop them both back around on the furthest point of my sissy bar rack. Then from here, after I got everything inside here, my helmet, extra whatever I may be taking, I will put the rain cover on top of this. I'm not going to do that in this video, but I'll put the rain cover on top of this, and then from there, I'll go to my clothes bag. Got my clothes bag right here. I'll just sit that right in here, right in between my backrest, and again, full function on my backrest. I'll sit that right there. Get that down in there as even as possible on either side, and pull it back to where my it's as far back against my helmet bag as I can get it. Next piece of item that I usually put down is my big camping chair. So this is my camping chair. I usually put that kind of in there on top of both my duffel bag and my helmet bag. I'll set it on here as even as I possibly can on both sides, kind of center it the best that I can. And from there, I'll go with my tent. And here's my tent that I use. I usually just set it right there, make sure everything's good. And before I tie these down, I will get the camera and I'll show you where I tie down these rock straps. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and show you where the tie down points for these rock straps that I use are. I usually loop them through here, right through here on the saddlebag mounts. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze, but you can get them through there. And I'll usually have this stretchy side right here with the female end of the buckle on the front. I'll have that done on both sides, as you can see. It's a pretty secure point of contact right there, pretty secure point of tie down. And on the back, I'll usually come underneath here and wrap it. I don't know how well you can see it, but I'll wrap it around the back part of the sissy bar and come back like that. It ain't going nowhere. And I will do that on both sides right there. Again, I don't know how well you can see that, but I'll do that on both sides. All right, so once I got everything in position where I need it, I will take one side, this end of the rock strap. I will put as much slack in this as I possibly can. I'll do an X pattern across, like so. Take this side and just buckle it in just like that. And I always make sure I keep this pull strap on top because it's just a lot easier to secure things down. And then I'll come over here and I will do the exact same thing to this side. Kind of exit across just like that to where I got the left side going to the right side over here and vice versa. That's how I do this. So I'll just snap this down, boom, good to go. And all you do is pull this down and it tightens it down. You get all this, got to get it not super tight right now, but just enough to get the slack out of it. And then I'll come to the back, grab both of these straps and just pull. And the more you pull, the tighter it'll get. I've never had these break. I've never had these go anywhere, not come loose, not nothing. And once you get them tight, nothing goes anywhere. And like I said, you want to get them about as tight as you can without breaking anything inside that you got here. But as you can see, this ain't going nowhere. And if I do want a little bit of extra security, I'll get like a bigger cargo net and put over top of everything and secure it all down. Another way you could do this, let me release these. Another way you could do this, I've done it this way before. I've never had an issue doing this way. I just prefer the X pattern. I won't do the X pattern. I'll just take the one on the left side of the bike and connect it to the other connection on the left side of the bike. Pull it tight, get the slack out. Good to go. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. Get all the slack out of this. Pull it over top. Connect this. Get the slack out. Come back over here and just tighten everything down. Sometimes you have to strap it like this depending on what you got. Like usually with my chair, I will strap it like this just because it gives a little bit of extra security. But just pull it tight. And this stuff ain't a moving. And you do have a little bit of excess strap right here. Usually what I'll do is I'll kind of just either tuck it up underneath or I'll kind of wrap it the best that I can so that way nothing's flopping around. I'm not going to do that right now. Or what I'll do is I'll just tie these together, get like a little zip tie or something like that and zip tie it to the secured part of the strap just so nothing's flopping. But that's how I load the back of my bike. Now, I can fit more on here if I really wanted to. Like if I wanted to put another chair on here, if me and my old lady were going camping together, I could easily do that. We also have a inflatable queen-size air mattress that folds down pretty small that I will put on here if we're both going. But if I'm going solo, just me, this is generally the setup that I take. Now I'm going to show you how I pack my saddlebags. All right, so the way I pack my saddlebags on this, I usually keep this saddlebag over here for the stuff that I use more often. And this saddlebag over here, I will keep the stuff that I don't necessarily have to get to very often. And I usually keep that saddlebag locked up at all times. That way, if I'm camping or staying at a hotel or something like that, I don't always have to get everything out of it. I can just keep stuff in there. But the stuff that I generally put back here that's readily available to me. First things first, rain gear. I always bring my rain gear, even if I don't think I'm going to need it. I always bring it just in case. I'd rather need it and not have it than have it and not need it. And then the next thing I will put over here is generally, like, I keep my paperwork and stuff like that, maybe some camera equipment for my bike. This other stuff, all this other stuff, I'm going to put over here. All right, so the first thing I'll put in over here is my small compact chair. I can actually fit that right in my saddlebag, no issues. Not battery charger, air pump. This actually hooks right up to where the battery tender would go. So that's pretty cool. Usually stick that back there right in the back. Sleeping bag liner. Boom. And my inflatable sleeping pad. I will put all that right there, and also whatever tools I'm bringing. Like, I'll bring a couple of things of sockets, some tire patch kits, stuff like that. Just little stuff that I might need on the side of the road, Allen keys, stuff like that. Spare nets and grok straps will also go in here, and everything closes up perfectly fine. And I like keeping as little out of this bag as possible, just in case I pick up some souvenirs and stuff on the way, like some shirts or something like that. I got room in there, and everything closes up. Everything's good to go. This stuff ain't going nowhere. I love this setup right here. I'm telling you right now, these rock straps are amazing. They are a lifesaver. They're easy to use, and they are a little bit pricey for what they are. The longer ones that I bought, they go up to 60 inches. They're about $25 or $6 on Amazon. They come with a pack of 2. And the shorter ones that I have, which are over here, these go up to 48 inches, I believe. These are about $22. So they are a little bit pricey considering they only come with 2, but that's okay, because trust me, they are well worth it. I always have at least another pair of rock straps on me whenever I'm going somewhere. Plus, I also bring extra bungee cords and nets just in case I need it. But for the most part, this is my setup. I don't have really anything right now that's waterproof other than my bag right here for my helmet. It does have a rain cover. Nothing else I have does. So if I think I'm going to be hitting some rain, I will generally bring like a small, like a tarp or something like that I could throw on and tie down. That way, at the very least, my tent and my clothes bag is not getting wet. So that's how I pack up my bike. And I'm also going to have, I haven't got it yet, but I'm going to get a tank bag to put right here on my longer trips to keep like my extra batteries for my cameras, my camera equipment itself, and stuff like that. I am going to get that. And I'm also going to be getting a Zero 3D roll bag that'll take up about probably half the space that this duffel bag will. And it's completely waterproof. So yeah, I can't wait for that to come in. But that's how I pack up my bike when I'm going on these trips solo. And again, as you can see, I could put more on here if I absolutely needed to, but it'd probably take me 10 minutes, maybe 15 if I'm taking my time to get everything I need to go on this trip on my bike. Yeah, so that's going to be it for today, you guys. And again, I'll have the links in the description for this, but go check out Forgotten Angels. It's an amazing organization. Shade Tree Surgeon does a lot of work with them. Bert's Barracuda, Harley Davidson does a lot of work with them, as well as Bert's Black Widow down in Florida. But they are an amazing organization. If you can, come to the camp out in March. It is completely free. All you have to pay for is your way there. You don't have to ride a motorcycle. You can drive. You can fly in, rent a car. You don't even have to camp. You can stay at a hotel. All that's entirely up to you. But it's an amazing organization. What they're doing for these kids, I absolutely 100% admire and love. It is amazing what they're doing. So as of right now, I am planning on being there. It may change. It's still a couple months out. It's the weekend of St. Patrick's Day, that Thursday through Sunday. So I believe the exact dates are the 14th through the 17th or 18th, something like that. But like I said, I'll have links to all that in the description below. But if you can make it out, cool. Come on out. Completely free. But it's usually a wild time. I haven't been to one, but I'm stoked about going. And we're also planning a trip to the Smoky Mountains in June. We're going to be riding Tail of the Dragon, the Cherahalla Skyway, stuff like that. So we'll be taking that first or second weekend in June. We're going down there for Crystal's birthday, but we'll be meeting up with my cousin. My brother's talking about going. Jesse from Evansville Harley Davidson, he may be going, as well as a guy that I work with. He might be going with us. So we might have a nice little group of people going with us to ride the Smoky Mountains. I'll be riding Tail of the Dragon, Cherahalla Skyway. We're going to try to hit as many of those as we can. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I'll have links in the description for everything. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell all your friends about the wonders that is Indiana Harley Guy. I'm just kidding. But seriously, y'all, click that like button, click that subscribe button, and as always, ride safely.